WCBI News at 6 starts now.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Tupelo police make an arrest in the shooting that left a teenager dead and another injured. 19-year-old Jacoby O'Neill of Belden is charged with second-degree murder. Officers were called to the 3000 block of Meadow Drive about a shooting last night. 17-year-old Tiara Dancer was found dead of a gunshot wound. An unidentified 18-year-old man was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. He has since been released from the hospital. O'Neill remains in the Lee County Jail tonight. The investigation is continuing. Dancer's body is being sent to Pearl for an autopsy. Now, Tupelo police are continuing to investigate what led up to that fatal Meadow Drive shooting that killed Miss Dancer.
As WCBI's Allie Martin reports, the deadly incident started with a Facebook post that led to a fight and then the gunshots there in that street.
Gerald Tops admits he was involved in a brief fight Tuesday evening on Meadow Drive in the Haven Acres neighborhood. He says it all started with a Facebook post.
It was a whole bunch of BS on Facebook, people arguing back and forth. He came out here to fight me. We got to fight. It was about 20 seconds, a quick little fight, you know. That's all it was. And after the fight, then when the gunshots went off.
Tops, who is also known as Gigi, said he had already gone back inside his grandmother's house after the scuffle and did not see the shooting. Social media posts taken at the time of the shooting show a large crowd on Meadow Drive as the shooting starts. When it was over, 17-year-old Tia Dancer lay in the street fatally wounded. Another man was shot but is expected to recover.
I just hate it happen, man. Tupelo, they put down the gun, man. All this violence, man.
Bryce Ford says Tia Dancer was his cousin who never thought a street fight would end with gunfire.
To me, you ain't got to prove no point. If you got something going on, try to talk it out first. Don't try to just fight, you know what I'm saying? Don't try to avoid the situation, because the situation can always get out of hand, get out of control. You can't control everything.
As part of their investigation, police reviewed social media posts, including Facebook Live videos taken before and during the shooting. It's estimated as many as 40 to 50 people were in the street at the time the violence unfolded. In Tupelo, Allie Martin, WCBI News.
Anyone with any information on the shooting should call Tupelo Police or Crime Stoppers of Northeast Mississippi. Well, a group of concerned pastors say it is time to take action to try to prevent senseless acts of violence like that fatal shooting that left the 17-year-old dead. Pastors representing churches across denominational and racial lines met this afternoon at Tupelo's Temple of Compassion and Deliverance. They say the fatal shooting last night should concern every member of the community, and pastors say churches have to take the lead discussing the issue and finding solutions.
And our young people in this day and time, they want to be looked at as hard. In other words, when you look at it as hard, doesn't mean that you're cool and somewhat thuggish, but we got to help them to understand that life is valuable. And when you take a life, it's almost like taking your life.
Pastors and other community activists are planning a rally to encourage young people to choose nonviolent means to solve their disagreements.
A man is indicted in Oktibbeha County. Joseph Gibson is now charged with second-degree murder and leaving the scene of an accident with a death. A grand jury recently indicted him in connection with the September 2019 death of Kimberly Belk. Belk was found on Townsend Road. Prosecutors claim Gibson hit Belk with a car. Investigators tell WCBI her body was not found near where they believe the impact happened. She was found by a person walking down the road. Gibson was arrested a few days later. Lowndes County deputies make an arrest in a November break-in. 40-year-old Bobby Stafford Jr. is charged with burglary. Investigators say the theft happened on Jess Lyons Road. Deputies got information that Stafford had some of the stolen items and found him with them. Stafford was found in the Lamar County, Alabama jail where he was being held on a criminal trespass charge. His bond in Lowndes County is set at $10,000.
We had some showers around here this morning, but some sunshine this afternoon. Highs getting back up into the upper 50s. That was our time lapse from Columbus this afternoon, going into the evening hours. Temperatures currently in the mid 40s to the 50-degree range across our region with light wind. We'll likely see the clouds fill back in as we go throughout the course of the night, and temperatures will cool down into the low 40s by 11, if not sooner, and overnight lows likely in the mid to upper 30s. And we do think there could be some patchy, dense fog around. One of our forecast models is suggesting that here, so if you are out later on this evening and tonight, do plan accordingly. Already a dense fog advisory for parts of central Alabama. I'm back with your full forecast coming up.
In an emergency, you would hope that the nearest ambulance would be an hour away, and when driving your children to school, a 4-hour round trip is more than an inconvenience. Or for some people in Grenada, Calhoun, and Yalobusha counties, this is their new normal. Almost 800 vehicles drive over the Gums Crossing Bridge every day, at least until it was closed about a year ago. Now the bridge has collapsed. Its sister bridge, Gray's Port, will soon be closed for reconstruction, affecting more than 1,000 people who live in that area.
It's going to be probably a 2-year project. So see, you're looking at 3 or 4 years down the road, because a bridge of this magnitude and this size is a big undertaking. We're playing catch up in the whole state of Mississippi. There's close to 500 bridges closed in the state of Mississippi, and it's harder to play catch up than it is to keep up.
Last year, Yalobusha County was declared a federal disaster area after the flood. About 80% of the funding for a new bridge will come from that claim.
Columbus crews continue to work on repairs to the amphitheater after damage from severe flooding. Public Information Officer Joe Dillon says the damage happened last February. He says all electrical components were damaged in the high water, causing the theater to be shut down for an extended period of time. Dillon also says graffiti was found last fall. As of this morning, a majority of the graffiti has been erased.
Systems have been put in place to protect the amphitheater. You know, there's still a lot of moving parts on the amphitheater, but the work is progressing. We've got a large wall that will be going up that had to be put up before it could be used. You see that the materials have been delivered on it this week, and it's being staked out and everything. So it's exciting.
Once the amphitheater is done, Dillon says seating will be available across the theater. At this time, there's no timetable for when it will open. Former Governor Phil Bryant announces his next career move. Bryant is joining Bryant, Songy, Snell Global Partners as a consultant. He will focus on economic development in the Southeast and international trade markets. The firm was launched last September by Bryant's former chief of staff, Joey Songy. Bryant also plans to remain active in local and national politics.
Well, thanks to a big donation, the United Way of Lowndes County and Noxubee counties exceed its goal for the 2019-2020 year. This was a big surprise to the organization. Lowndes County Plant PACCAR presented Renee Sanders with a $100,000 check. Assistant plant manager there pictured with her, Renee Sanders, who is president of the United Way of Lowndes County and Noxubee County. Coming up, a viral trend celebrating girl dads around the world started in honor of Kobe Bryant.
Our Bobby Martinez speaks with some local dads next.
You're watching WCBI News at 6 with Andrea Self and Joey Barnes.
Welcome back, everyone. In the days after basketball legend Kobe Bryant's death, along with his 13-year-old daughter, social media is finding a way to remember the father and daughter. You may have seen the hashtag #GirlDad.
It's a way for others on social media to share their relationship about their father or daughter. They just like the Bryants. Our Bobby Martinez talks to one of the most famous father-daughter duos in the Golden Triangle. He joins us in the studio with that story. Bobby.
Guys, you can find Vic and Blair Schaefer on the basketball court almost any day. Is where they share their memories, achievements, and even a few disappointments. Their bond was molded by a game, but the real victory is their love for each other.
What a blessing that my dad is that good.
It's a really unique thing. It's something I would never trade for anything.
Reflection. The hashtag #GirlDad is trending right now,
but the love from the tributes and pictures started years ago for most fathers and daughters. Mississippi State basketball coach Vic Schaefer knows that feeling all so well. He's coached his daughter Blair all her life. Basketball for the Schaefers is life. It is where they spend most of their time together and where special memories have been made.
You spend that father-daughter time is really unique and really special in a parent's life.
Of the many moments the two share, Vic says Blair coming through in the clutch is some of his favorite moments.
I've got a lot of memories of her in that left corner making some big shots, winning an SEC championship here at home against Texas A&M, defeating South Carolina.
Blair, who played 4 seasons under her dad, says there's one particular moment she would cherish for the rest of her life.
The most special moment to me with my dad was the Final Four. We were so close-knit, like always. I mean, we still are close-knit, but in every arena that we walked in, it was me and him by each other. And so the media would pick up on that and be like, oh, are y'all just like this right now for all the cameras? And that's us, like anywhere. Again, why I'm working for him now, because that's just our relationship.
Of the many things Blair has learned in her life from her father, she says respect towards others is something he instilled in her.
The value of being on time, being respectful to any and everyone that you encounter, because you just never know down the line how that person could help you get a job, could be affected by you. Just probably the respect value that we always need to give everyone that we meet, no matter if we know them or not.
Coach Schaefer says he loves being a father to Blair and to every player he has coached. Guys, back to you.
All right, special relationship between those two for sure.
No doubt about it. You can see it every time.
Absolutely.
All right.
All right.
Little more sunshine in our future?
At some point.
At some point.
You're not convinced at all by that.
We will see some at some point.
Well, that's good.
Well, let's hope that we see some sunshine. Now, this is the sunset this evening from Amy. Check that out from Dirk. Great view from his drone. Now, tomorrow morning, we may see some low clouds and fog out there as we start out the day. I'm back with that 7-day that does have a few sunny days. We'll talk about it next.
Your WCBI First Alert AccuWeather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson.
January is not over just yet, just a few more days to go. But a few highlights to talk about. Tupelo, the 8th warmest January on record. Starkville, the 5th wettest January on record. So it's been warm, it's been wet. And as we look ahead, as we get into early parts of February, probably a warm start to the next month. We're advertising more 60s, even a shot at 70 on Tuesday. And with that could actually come more active weather, a shot at some heavier rain, perhaps even a few storms, maybe some strong storms. We'll see as we get into Monday, Tuesday, maybe even into Wednesday too. So we'll see how it all shakes up as we get into next month, next week. But look at this in Louisville today. Different layers of the atmosphere moving in different directions. Mother Nature is a mad scientist. She does a lot of different things, and we can see it. The showers we had this morning going away, we had a little bit of a donut hole open up here in our area, and that got us a little bit of sunshine. We'll take any amount of sun that we can get, but those clouds will tend to fill back in tonight, either low clouds or fog. That's what we are likely going to see when we wake up. Hopefully that more low clouds than fog, but if we do see fog, it could be locally dense. As we go throughout the course of your Thursday, no rain expected, but we'll tend to break up some of those clouds a little bit before they fill back in as we get into Friday. And we may see a few showers graze our region here as we get into Friday. I think the heaviest rain Friday, southern Mississippi, Alabama, right along the coast as that next system moves on through. We'll have some clouds hold tough for the first part of Saturday. Look at this. So it could be a cloudy start to your Saturday. By the afternoon, I think we'll start to improve things, and definitely by Sunday, the better part of the weekend with a lot of sunshine. So for tonight, 37 degrees, mostly cloudy skies late, and then we may see some low clouds and some fog here. For tomorrow, assuming we get rid of that, a pretty nice day, a mix of clouds and sun. Temperatures back into the upper 50s in the Columbus area, 58 Louisville, 60 or so in Macon. So very similar to what we had today, mainly upper 50s. Some of you may be lagging in the mid 50s. We'll see in the far north towards Ripley. For you in West Alabama, including Sulligent and Vernon, upper 50s are expected. Here's your AccuWeather 7-day forecast. We do have those 50s in the forecast for tomorrow and also for your Friday. Saturday, thinning clouds. Probably not a lot of moisture there on Friday. We're just going to go with a chance for showers. So the next best chance of rain will likely be sometime early next week. Your Sunday is still looking very good, and we will stay warm. 70, maybe a shot at 70 early next week too.
In February.
Hey, you know what? We've had 80s in February. We've also had snow in February.
We've done it all.
We've had it all.
Yes, and we're ready.
Always.
All right, Mississippi State picking up a major NCAA tournament resume booster in its comeback win last night. We go inside the Bulldogs' bounce back next in sports.
WCBI Sports with Tom Ebel is brought to you by your local Ford dealers. Go further.
Mississippi State erased its third halftime deficit of the season in its first win in Gainesville since 2008. The Bulldogs securing its second Quadrant 1 win to boost its NCAA tournament resume. Mississippi State found itself in a 16-point hole in the first half, trailing 36-20 with 6 minutes left in the first half. But in the second half, the Bulldogs were a blistering 14 of 23 from the field, 3 of 5 from 3, and 12 of 14 from the free throw stripe. The win gives Mississippi State its fourth straight SEC win. So going inside the run after the Bulldogs trailed 36-20, the Bulldogs outscored Florida 58-35 while out-rebounding the Gators with a +8 margin, 23-15. Florida actually winning the turnover margin, but when you shoot 60% from the field in the second half, turnovers, you can get away with a couple. And Mississippi State leaning on its stars, Reggie Perry and Robert Woodard combining for 29 of the Bulldogs' 43 second half points. The complete 180 from what happened to Mississippi State happened to Ole Miss. The Rebels jumping out to a 19-point lead over 17th ranked Auburn with 19 minutes left in the second half. The Tigers able to take advantage when Bree and Tyree fouled out with 5:35 remaining, going on a 10-1 run to send the game to OT, ultimately winning in double overtime. The Rebels falling to 1-6 in SEC play, something Kermit Davis says doesn't make sense with how his team is playing.
We don't feel like a 1-6 team. We don't look like one, but we are one. And you know, so we've got to do the things at the end of games to win. And yeah, we could easily be right here in the middle of stuff, you know, be 4-2, and people think you're in a tournament, and RPI and net being about 35 or 40, and it's just college basketball. You just got to keep fighting it. Got another opportunity on Saturday, and that's all you can do.
So taking a look at the SEC amongst the most updated net rankings, the top 40 is where you want to be on Selection Sunday. It shows how big an opportunity lost by Ole Miss, but the Rebels have a chance on Saturday against LSU to get a major boost with 11 games remaining. Mississippi State at 41. Resume is building. Arkansas now officially a Quadrant 1 win for the Bulldogs now that the Razorbacks are 28th. The Bulldogs will welcome Tennessee to town to face Mississippi State on Saturday. Ole Miss with a lot of work to do, but hey, get some wins over the final 11 against some of these top-ranked net teams. You never know. It's SEC basketball. With the regular season coming to an end, there's no surprise that head coach Greg Carter has Starkville ready for a 6A state title defense. The 19-2 Yellow Jackets have been getting busy on the court. Winners of 11 straight, led by our athlete of the week, Colty Young. The junior marksman has been a problem for defenses all season long from beyond the arc, as well as off the dribble. Last week, Young had 20 points in Starkville's 37-point beatdown over Greenville. He says he's been putting in the work at practice so he can take advantage of what opponents are giving him.
Knockdown shots, practicing what I do in the game. I've been doing a lot of stuff, trying to work hard defensively, trying to change up my game. It's just different things I'm trying to work on just to make myself better. Not knowing that I'm a shooter, they're not knowing that I'm a shooter. They leave me open, give me open shots, and I just been get ready down and to shoot the ball.
You don't need too much space.
Too much space, I'm gonna just shoot it.
That's that shooting confidence you need to put up buckets like Colty does. Starkville has its final home game of the regular season Saturday against Houston.
He's like, they have no idea.
Oh, no, the unlimited range. The man can pull up at half court if he wants to.
Wow. All right. Thanks so much, Tom. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
All right, so did you know that your brain weighs about 3 pounds? And while exercising it won't help you shed any weight, it could help keep your mind sharp. I'm telling you all this because it's National Puzzle Day, and it's a great exercise and a great excuse to spend a few minutes playing some of your favorite brain games. Think about jigsaw puzzles, crossword puzzles, or anything that challenges you to think. Puzzles are a great solo activity or a fun way to spend time with friends. Your brain will thank you for it, the little time that you devoted to taking care of its well-being.
I like a good crossword
Do
puzzle.
you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I always
Search a
feel
word.
satisfied when they're all filled in.
My grandmother loves those.
Search a word.
Yeah, she
Word
loves
search.
those. Oh gosh, yeah.
Well, we have some rainy days perhaps coming up. Always a good day to find a puzzle. But your Sunday, probably the best day out of the next 7. If you are looking towards a decent day.
And you seem puzzled as to why we're even talking about this.
Puzzles. You don't enjoy a good search a word?
Sometimes I don't feel like my brain weighs 3 pounds. That's just it.
All right. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Have a good night.